Hey guys, it's Jennifer from Live, Laugh, Love to Read. Today I'm doing a book review on The Sound of Gravel by Ruth Wariner. I think is how you'd probably say it, Wariner. I'm giving this book 4 stars. This was really good. This is a memoir that read like a fiction book to me. Like, it was really good. I loved how she captured all of her, it was basically about her childhood. So this was really good. Like I said, 4 stars. Since I read it on my Kindle, I'm going to read you the synopsis off my phone, and then we're going to talk about it. So it says, Ruth Wariner was the 39th of her father's 42 children. Growing up on a farm in rural Mexico, where authorities turned a blind eye to the practices of her community. Ruth lives in a ramshackle house without indoor plumbing or electricity. At church, preachers teach that God will punish the wicked by destroying the world, and women can only ascend to heaven by entering into polygamous marriage and giving birth to as many children as possible. After Ruth's father, the man who has been the founding prophet of the colony, is brutally murdered by his brother in a bid for church power, her mother remarries, becoming the second wife of another faithful congregant. In need of government assistance and supplemental income, Ruth and her siblings are carted back and forth between Mexico and the United States, where her mother collects welfare and her stepfather works a variety of odd jobs. Ruth comes to love the time she spends in the States, realizing that perhaps the community into which she is born is not the right one for her. As Ruth begins to doubt her family's beliefs and question her mother's choices, she struggles to balance her fierce love for her siblings with her determination to forge a better life for herself. So, Ruth, like it says, they live in Mexico, and she is the 39th child of her father's 42 children. Yeah. But she's also one of the older ones of the children that her mother has with her stepfather. Now, Ruth's mother is, what's the word? She's very in deep with the church. Believes in all of it and is very, in deep. So she believes that she needs to have as many children as she can, and that's what she does. She ends up having 10 children throughout Ruth's childhood. And Ruth, I want to say, is the second child with her mother, because there's other kids, with other wives and all that. But anyway, so there is an older child named, I want to say, Audrey, but she has special needs, and they never actually say what she has, but I'm assuming she's autistic, because she is, she still wears diapers. At age 12, gets quite violent. She doesn't speak. She's nonverbal. And they do end up putting her in a home because she continuously hurts the smaller children. So they have to put her in a home, which is good for her, and it's good for their family. But the whole book is basically the abuse that Ruth takes in her childhood, and the unsafe, very unsafe conditions that they live in Mexico, in their colony, but they live out in the country, basically. And the stepfather is awful. He's awful. And he is one of these guys that does the odd jobs for people, and he's always working to work the farm and all this, but he rigs everything up. So he rigs up electricity for them at one point, and it's very unsafe. So he also starts to abuse Ruth sexually. And he also does a lot of girls in their community. And when they tell their mothers, they basically poo-poo it and it's like, he's sorry. He won't do it again. He's sorry. Yeah. So Ruth has a hard time coming to terms that her own mother is not saving her from this. Basically saying, it's not okay, but he's sorry. He won't do it again. But he continues to do it. Yeah. So, but in the end, she does end up still loving her mother and forgiving her. And, yeah, this book was very poignant, very upsetting, very, yeah. Like I said, it read like fiction to me, and I know that it was a true story because it was her memoir. And I find that people living like that is just very upsetting to me. But anyway, but yeah, like I said, I'm giving this book 4 stars. I would recommend it. If you like memoirs, then I would recommend it. Yeah. I wouldn't say that you're going to enjoy this book because, like I said, it was quite upsetting. Has a lot of abuse in it, a lot of neglect, a lot of unsafe conditions for children, and it being a true story, then some people might not want to read this. But I liked the book. I thought her writing was really good. And like I said, it read like fiction to me. Sometimes when you read memoirs, how you say that word? I can't say it. They aren't as good. Like, you try to read it and you're like, not really loving this, you know. But this one, I really enjoyed reading. Like I said, it was really good. 4 stars. And I'm glad to say that Ruth is an adult now and she has come through this. And yeah, that's all I want to say. Because I want you to read it. I want you to read it. I think it's important that we read stuff like this. Yeah, and that's all I got, guys. That's all I got. If you like this video, give me a like. And hey, while you're here, give me a subscribe. And don't forget to check back for more book videos coming up soon. Thanks, friends. I'll see you next time.